our mutual friend, Andrew Huberman, mentioned something offline to me about something involving the mob.
Oh yeah.
Is there something you could share, or is this, or are people going to hurt if you share this?
It's far enough in the rearview mirror. I mean, I was hired by this group in Sicily and this is, I was all of like 21 years old, and to get a permit to work there, you have to show that you have a competency that nobody else in Italy has.
Mm-hmm.
And that competency for Anya Fernald at the time was cheese expert. So it's like this like stupid American girl being like going to the consulate. So I already knew that it was like there was something wobbly about this organization. But I went to work for them, and my boss from that time did end up in federal prison for corruption many years later, embezzlement primarily. But so I was definitely in an environment that was answering to multiple masters, and
That's a nice way to put it.
I couldn't have asked for a better way to kind of get with life and understand how things happen in the world, though. Of learning as somebody who tends to be super direct and not very subtle. It was amazing to be in this world where like everybody communicates in multiple levels. Like we're going to lunch with my boss, with somebody we're going to do a business deal with, and by they ordered a glass of wine, and with that order communicated like disappointment.
Yeah.
Because the father, the person who had made that wine, had offended that other guy's.
Yeah.
I like that level of stuff where like nothing happened directly. I'm like, what are we talking about afterwards? I'm like, what happened at lunch? It's like, I just, I told him this by ordering that, whatever, that kind of thing. And so understanding that there's different ways of communicating. But it was also, it was interesting to see. And I think it's kind of the struggle that I've lived again and again in my life. Fundamentally, what we were doing in that operation was, there's a very traditional cheese called the Ragusano cheese in southeastern Sicily, where I lived, Ragusa, and it was about scaling that operation. So it was European Union money that my boss was also unfortunately using for other things. But fundamentally, It was to take this type of very small scale cheese, get them exported, help them scale, and we did it. And it was really challenging. And I learned a lot about the safety issues and collaboration issues and creating groups of farmers for scale. So I've kind of been doing the same thing like again and again. But Sicily, it was also just the first place where I would regularly forage for food.
Yeah.
Like there, I'd go to friends' houses and we'd like go out and pick nettles or go out and pick wild asparagus. So every season there was stuff that you would be gathering, and that was just part of how you lived. Mm-hmm. And it was part of your health. So I just learned a ton in that time about like simple eating and really that healthy food, the simpler it is, the better, right? Like this sort of sense that healthy food isn't in a tiny packaged granola bar, lots of labels, lots of powders. It's like the more simple, essential, closer to the land can actually lead to optimal health.